about this back in day one, right? You do really well here domestically, right? You make your way up onto the international stage. You get more eyes on you. You get so many organizations, so many people seeing how you perform, and if you're able to perform at the highest level across domestically, across the international stage, it makes you look good. You have good chances of making a name for yourself here in the Marvel Rivals scene.
Indeed. As we prepare the server at the moment for the picks and bans, a quick reminder to everyone watching on Twitch and YouTube that, hey, the tournament this week, at least in the Asia region, is still being run on the Season 3.5. I know a lot of people in chat are very excited because they're already getting their hands on Season 4, plus the new hero, Angela, the Asgardian on our heads. The Flying Vanguard. I'm very excited to try that out, but won't be in the servers for today, at least for the rest of the week here in the Asia tournaments. We'll stick to 3.5, and that will have to be in consideration as we start to lock in the picks and bans.
Yeah, what better way to consider yourself still on 3.5 than the Luna being locked in for Uwinks?
Yes.
The Fate of Both Worlds in this patch, still 12 seconds long. It's not 10 seconds yet, still 12. So Uwinks, aware that this Luna Snow is still a prevalent pick, as well as that Loki.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that to my girl? Why? As a Luna man, why? It is what it is. They're both teams. Yeah, they're riding that 12 seconds. They're gonna both, looks like, lock in the fate of both worlds. They want these dance balls to collide. Nay, XOXO making me eat my own words, hopping onto what we might consider the other strong strategist. It's Captain America, of course, with that freedom charge.
Yeah, with the freedom charge, keeping the sustain available for XOXO01. And we talked about this, about their archetype, XOXO01, dive or die. They really like to go into your face and just go absolutely ham. And what better way than to lock in that Captain America?
Yeah, would be interesting to see if Uwinks tries to be very prescriptive in terms of banning out more dive characters against XOXO, right? We're not seeing it just yet. Still going with the staple, classic Asia Stage 1 strategist ban, the Ultron, plus the Loki being taken out. And Ultron, that's fair. You're losing a lot of, aerial superiority. Plus, that range of Ultron is just so much to have to deal with. So, nay, you rather take that out. Plus the Loki for obviously the sustainment of long-term strategist. Oh, there we go. You talk about it. You talk about it.
Sung-Juk Woo, my goat. He is the Spider-Man player we all know and love. He whipped it out a few times in Stage 1 and has performed very, very well. And XOXO01 putting full faith in Sung-Juk Woo by locking in that Spider-Man slot, and they are willing to burn a lock for that.
Yeah, I mean, XOXO shown their cards fairly early on, right? Saying we're gonna ride our motto all the way to the end, and that is a dive-esque composition if I've ever seen one. And let's see what Uwinks tries to counter with, taking away the healer in the sky, that strategist, Ultron out as well, locking themselves in for the Captain America. Almost a tick for tat. Everything is matching up very similarly thus far, but at the tail end, XOXO will ban out that Magneto.
Pick your hero.
Just to deny that one-shot potential, the burst damage. As we all know, here in Marvel Rivals, burst damage is king, and with that Magneto gone, it just alleviates a lot of pressure for XOXO01 and they're willing to play a little bit of those more squishier types of heroes. You've got, I wouldn't say they would lock in the Rocket or the Jeff just yet, but for now, for the likes of Sung-Juk Woo, he doesn't have to worry about avoiding a giant meteor coming at him.
Yeah. And that's important, right? This lets XOXO play a few more flexibilities. You see 27As running the Adam Warlock. It gives them a bit more assurance for the current revival. It gives Alone Flips running the Jeff, assuming they hang on to the Jeff once they push through the barrier. A bit more assurances to be able to do some last minute flanks with its Jeff ultimates. It gives a lot of assurances, and we'll have to see what Uwinks want to bring to the table here, having been denied that Magneto.
Yeah, for now, it looks like it's going to be a standard pickup coming in. That Penny Parker and Rocket will likely be changed out. Yep, Fuyukan goes to the Corporate Dagger. Axolio still on the Penny Parker. Will it be the settled pick here? We'll see about that as Neil does charge off the portal, and 27A's Cocoon gets immediately popped.
Immediately popped. I like, XOE's on the Penny just to be able to force or prevent XOXO from overwhelming the teleport play that Uwinks wants to get there on to the site, as this play will be decimated sooner or later. The Black Panther, not Black Panther, I'm mistaken, it's the Captain America in black, just making waves here in the back line.
Great plays coming in. Sungjuk Woo still flying high, finding a pick onto Akama. Jutsu does find a pick, but Sungjuk Woo is quick to trade.
Of course, and hey, that skin game going hard, right? With the black skin for both Captain America plus the Spider-Man, almost getting a bit of a pull onto the Psylocke, but in goes Captain America to support their teammate.
Yeah, and on your left with the Rocket Raccoon helping Sungjuk Woo. If he goes deep enough, those healing orbs probably will find their way onto Sungjuk Woo. So this Rocket doesn't have to go very deep, but Sungjuk Woo is caught. Jutsu will be quick to take him out. It's going to be a man advantage over to Uwinks, but that point is still in favor of EXO, and they've already charged it up to about 40%.
Wex, that was super low. Had to jump right out of there. Now Jutsu harassing that back line onto the lone switch with the Jeff. The land shark finds another strategist. Exolio is also out of action. These Uwinks players are dropping like flies, but not if Jutsu has anything to say about it. It's the dance of the butterflies that will dice and slice onto XOXO.
Yeah, another even trade, I think, coming in from both sides. But for now, it does go in favor of XOXO01. They are able to take control of the site. Sungjuk Woo being that pesky little Spider-Man that just goes in, does a little damage, and then jumps away to safety. He does also have the spectacular spin. When does he go for it? He's going for it right now, but the Jazz ultimate will be used as well. And that's going to allow Sungjuk Woo to hold on to it. The Eye of Agamotto not going to find anyone as Ace and Alone Bills team up to find two.
Oh, I mean, right now, XOXO, they're looking at all the right places at all the right times. The Meteorium connects. The spin to win, not yet used. They don't even need to throw in the spectacular spin just yet. They're absolutely dominating this site. It's Jeff finding two of the backline strategists. It's a lockout completely from Uwinks. And XOXO with 100% on their side.
Yeah, a complete shutout going in favor of XOXO01. So many of these ultimates didn't even need it to be burned. Like you said, the spectacular spin was saved. Rockets also has the BRB. And now 27A's having that karmic revival. So this dive composition, even if they get caught, even if they go down, 27A's can just bring them right back.
And I feel like, it's not... I mean, yes, XOXO, they're playing as a team, they're playing together, a lot of synergies, but I feel like at the same time, they're managing to get their 1v1s, their 1v2s, their 2v1s very efficiently, right? Against the side of Uwinks, who are being shut out time and time again. Yes, you get Jutsu, which is the Chinese... By the way, we didn't say it's chat, but it's the Chinese characters on the Uwinks side is the Psylocke at the moment. We're gonna call him Jutsu, who has done a little bit of backline harassment, but for the most part, XOXO have kept their cool, calm, collective demeanor throughout the entire first point.
Both sides also, I think, are going to rock the Jeff. Neil does adjust onto the Emma Frost. That could be a game changer here, as that psionic seduction could play a big role when it comes to these fights. But for now, XOXO01 have a huge advantage when it comes to the ultimate economy, and they will find one as well.
You don't expect that, right? You don't expect the flank. And Sungju just dashes straight into support as well, forcing out the cocoon from Kame. And Ace right there with them as well. It's just all these 1v1s and XOXO are just annihilating Uwinks, not even letting them get close to the point. It's just a slam down onto Neil, the final player from Uwinks. Oh my days.
Ace even finding a stagger onto Fuyukan, and now Uwinks. There's no way they get strengthened again. And Ace just staring at Alone Bills, all frozen up by Yataru. He's
Yeah,
just
I
turning
feel like
around
in
and
the
just
VC,
asking
they're,
him.
they're making fun of each other. They're like, haha,
They're just
you
turning
got
around like,
close
you
to
good,
this
fam.
fast, right?
And then there we go. But more fighting coming in as the BRB is going to keep XOXO01 alive as the Freedom Charge will be the response coming in from Uwinks. And they're not even fighting on the site. This is away from the site. This is closer to Uwinks' spawn. And now, oh my gosh, look at the Grab's ultimate coming and picking up 3. The Dance of the Butterfly not even going to do anything. We'll find one, and the Jeff respawns with the BRB.
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. The fact that they were able to pick up 3, the instant bubble from Ace, the Magneto to shield and prevent anyone from getting to a lone Fliz, and then the BRB. Like Jeff never left, understanding that that BRB mechanism is just around the corner to put themselves back into it. Now coming online, they don't even want them on the side. They want to complete that out. It's gonna be Athena starting off with that Freedom Charge. Sung Jung-woo, the goated Spider-Man, making waves here in the back lines.
Oh my gosh, I think Akama couldn't make it into the Fate of Both Worlds, and we're just gonna get wiped out as Zeta and Ace team up to find 2. But there is that Psionic Seduction. But is it off or not? Is it too little too late? Gil does find Sung Jung-woo, but Zeta will immediately trade. So XOXO01, this shutout is looking good, but it's gonna look like a perfect map, a perfect game in favor of XOXO01. But the Karmic Revival from Akama will bring everyone back into the fight, but the spectacular spin is going to cause so much disruption here. S27As will snipe out Neil. The Invisible Boundary going to come down as well, but XOXO01, they don't give a damn. They're just gonna get right in your face, dive right in, but they're not the ones dying. It's Uwinks that are get taken out.
Yeah, indeed, they're diving all over the place. The backline being absolutely harassed. Akame and Fukuda are absolutely disseminated, and there's only so much you can do. An instant shutout, 100% on both fronts. It is a solid start for XOXO.
Perfection from XOXO01, playing to their dive composition, playing to what they know best, and they were just able to completely blow Uwinks out of the water. Not only that, with some great dives, some great teamwork coming in as well. The Lone Phils, knowing that the BRB was available from on your left, gladly takes away 3 and himself and just comes back like nothing ever happened.
That's wild. Like I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that play. And it's just so phenomenal. And you know, it's honestly every single player right now on XOXO playing full cylinders, just pressing that WK gas pedal to the metal, everything that they're doing right. And also looking good while they do it, right? That drip coming in strong from both the Captain America plus the Spider-Man. God, hot damn.
Yeah, both of them willingly corrupted by Venom, but Sung Jung-woo and Zeta playing like a man possessed as they both just team up, going in. Zeta finding multiple eliminations back to back. Ace doing the same as well. Gotta give props to the Magneto himself as well, just being that cornerstone that Sung Jung-woo and Zeta can rely on, and just absolute domination here in map number 1.
Yeah, and we talk about the importance of ultimate cycling and ultimate not overheating, basically, right? It's the likes of, yeah, you see on the replays here, the Meteor coming out, the It's Jeff coming out, but holding on to the spectacular spin, holding on to the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier for stage 2, a point 2 to get themselves an early dub, an early point capture, and then not stopping there, just pressing the issue. And here we get the replay of the Jeff. Oh, beautiful! Oh my gosh.
Oh my god,
That's a TikTokable moment.
I don't think I've ever seen a play that clean here in this stage. And oh my goodness gracious, this is why XOXO01 is a team you should follow, is a team that you should be a fan of, because they do things that you don't see from many other teams.
So entertaining to watch as well. I mean, towards the end, yeah, Uwinks got close to the point. They had to burn ultimates just to be able to break through the slope onto the stairs leading up to the point, which is which goes to show how much pressure XOXO were maintaining, right? They were just able to take all this forward space with the likes of Zeta plus Song Ji-woo running the Captain America and Spider-Man doing all that work to burn cooldowns against Uwinks, and that just made it so hard for them to sustain damage and healing for the front lines to take action.
Sometimes that's also the difference you see, right? You know, XOXO01, they've been in this place before. They've been playing at the highest level. They were here since stage 1. And now you have the likes of Uwinks, who did come in through the open qualifier, so they're still getting a feel of what it feels like to play at the absolute highest level in the Asia region, and XOXO01 are definitely showing them how it feels like. It's almost like a welcome to Ignite kind of a scenario, you know?
Yeah, welcome to Ignite. These are the opponents you have to be up against. Uwinks, you know, getting a bit of a short end of the stick against XOXO. It's a bit of a wake-up call, and what better to start off with the 4th place team here in Group A. This is the opportunity for Uwinks to turn things around, right? They know that, hey, we're no longer an OQ. We got to step things back up and push ourselves to the limit, dig deep, find out what strats they have to counter XOXO, and that'll take time. So we're gonna give them that time as we cut to a short break. Will Uwinks be able to pull out some magic and bring themselves back into the map 3? Or will XOXO do what they did best and do a complete shutdown? Only time will tell. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. A dominating start from XOXO01 with a beautiful couple of shoutouts here on that domination match. Not giving Uwinks a lick of a space to maneuver or play around, so Uwinks will have to do exactly that. Lock in and fight their way back in. We're on to map 2, and it's a little small on my screen, but it looks like it's gonna be a
it's gonna be that convergence. We're
yes,
going
convergence.
to
We're
going to that symbiotic surface, a map that is really the most popular. I think it's one of the more popular ones if you want to go for the convergence game mode, but it does seem like that is the choice of map for Uwinks. They will also start on the defensive side. They have opted to choose to defend first, and we gotta talk about this map a little bit because it's a little bit more different than most maps. You have a lot of these elements where you can really use to bend these elements really into your favor.
Yeah, there's a lot of interactivity that lends like natural barriers and bridges across different spaces within the home turf of Venom themselves, the symbiotic surface. We've got different elements of high grounds as tunnels, like high grounds typically on 1st and 2nd point, but the tunnels around the early part of the 3rd leg is equally as important. We're seeing teams not realize that, hey, if you play a lot of Flyers comp, that might be great for the first 2 legs, but when you reach the tunnel, those Flyers don't necessarily apply the same pressure, so you having to think about map design is equally as important when choosing your heroes.
Yeah, after the 2nd point, right? You've got that little tunnel area, and it's very difficult for Flyers to deal with that area, but before that, the first 2 areas, Flyers definitely do reign supreme, but I'm just a little worried for Uwinks right now. They did choose the map, but I feel like there is a world where XOXO01 take advantage of the map and just take out Uwinks before the map really even begins.
Yeah, I mean, XOXO's fundamentals, they're strong, as we saw it, right? Just the coordination to think about, hey, once Jeff pops there, it's Jeff, ultimate. Make sure the ace on the Magneto bubble saves the bubble, number 1, not burn that cooldown, and then bubble the Jeff, and make sure there's a BRB within line of sight. That's a level of coordination and strat that is it doesn't come at a whim. It doesn't come with luck. It comes with hours and hours of training and practice. So I would not be surprised if XOXO have something very similar tucked away up their sleeve here for the symbiotic surface.
Yeah, and so far everything has been relatively the same from that map number 1. Both sides taking out the Mantis, Loki being banned out onto XOXO01, but XOXO01 will lock in the Captain America for themselves, and Uwinks will take Mag.
Okay, wanting to make sure that Mag still remains as a secure option for Uwinks that they were denied actually the previous round, and perhaps that might have been their pain point, not being able to provide adequate shields and bubbles around important players and to be able to walk up with the rest of your team. Plus, obviously, the nice Meteor M in the sky is a bonus on top, so that could be the game changer moving into it. But that leaves a bit of an opening for XOXO to ban out a few more players, right? Ultron plus Loki out of the way.
Yeah, I really like the Ultron and the Loki ban. Both of these really do shut down that dive composition. They're XOXO01's main identity, if you will, and quickly being able to take away those options from Uwinks, it provides XO with so much more room to work with.
Ooh, the hovers, the Vanguards. Now on the chopping block is Emma Frost. Another great. I mean, we just talked about it. We just had an interview where they identified the banning of Emma Frost to give them an edge across their opponent. And hey, it's so important. But what's interesting is Uwinks actually let Spider-Man slip. So that final lock-in for XOXO will be Song Jung-woo back on their classic Spidey.
Could make all the
yeah,
difference.
I don't know if I'm 99% sure Uwinks considered banning out the Spider-Man, but there's a decent argument where the 4 heroes that Uwinks banned out for XOXO01 are just way more influential in the game as a whole. Like Spider-Man, you can most definitely shut it down, but if the Spider-Man has tools to work with, say like a good Mantis, good Loki, it's gonna cause more problems if they let those through. So I think Uwinks did their absolute best when it comes to approaching this draft.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You know, and plus it's a different change here. Ooh, Neil with a interesting. We're gonna get a gimmick portal here. We're gonna get a nice gimmick portal. What exactly happens?
There's no way this works. There is no way.
Kudos to production for catching this, right? I love seeing it in action. As
I don't really care about how Uwinks is setting up right now. I need to know if this works. There is no. Oh, does he wait? There's a chance he waits. He's waiting. Oh no, he's gonna cast it. There's no way the feed lights up right now, right?
No.
No way! No! You can't. What? On your left,
I love it.
Teleported to his left and falls down and has to wait for a respawn to go off. But here we go. Now the fun begins for XOXO01. It's a little bit delayed. They delayed it about 6 seconds to wait for their fellow Cloak and Dagger to respawn, and now the massacre begins as everyone on XO, they fall victim to the gimmick, but Uwinks fall victim to a team wipe.
I mean, Song Jung-woo on the Black Panther absolutely shredding with the adamantium claws, vibranium claws, my apologies. It is phenomenal to see an Akame can't stand to hold down the test of time. Before you know it, 5 minutes and 35 seconds on the counter to push through 2 more phases.
No, it could have been 5 minutes and 40 seconds, but you know, something, a little bit of a hiccup happened on your left, you know, falling victim to the gimmick portal that we saw at the beginning. But in the end, still a great push coming in from XOXO01, staying true to their identity, doing what they do best, and they will keep on going as they will take out 2. Ace also rocking the magic as they go for a full dive composition.
I mean, we're just tearing them apart from limb by limb, right? Just taking all this high ground for themselves. They're really tearing down the walls for them to get easy access to this choke point. Song Jung-woo on the BP has to get out quick. It's just too much to bear. Now Neil hopping over to the Hulk as a bit of an active destruction. But look at the time coming in from these duelists. It's gonna be Magic plus Song Jung-woo just waiting and baiting the time.
Oh, the eye!
Perfect time to strike.
The eye from Alonefills gets stunned up by Axelio with the snowball. That would have been a devastating ultra for Uwinks, but it's bailed out by Axelio. But is it going to be enough? The Horn of Proteus will be used by Akama to try to buy a bit of time. Here comes the Freedom Charge, as well as the hand of Bast. As everyone on XO diving right in. Ace does get taken out. but it's just a small hiccup as Sung Woo doing so much damage, so much work. But the stun coming from Alone Fills, finally stunning up 3. But it's only going to be Yutsu going down, but he does have the cocoon to come back.
Eternal Bond popped as well, just to take all this space away from themselves. It's Uwinks struggling to find an entrance. It's the perfect survival with 3 coming back alive. And now popping the fate of both worlds is Uwinks from the side actually just to sustain the rest of these folks. It's the fate of both worlds as a Hail Mary from XOXO.
Yeah, great stun coming in from Uwinks. Stuns up 3 and takes out the 3 that were stunned up by the Eye of Agamotto. And it's just XOXO01. 3 members left, 2 members left now on the site. Make it 1 as Uwinks finally showing some signs of life here.
Signs of life. It was dicey and they lost a lot of map progress, a lot of cart progress. But XOXO aren't done yet. You want to come in strong, guns ablazing, knives are swinging. Ace already fighting the back line, and now the slice and dice will find 2 strategists out of the way for the side of Uwinks.
Yeah, one thing you missed at XOXO01, they give Uwinks no time to breathe, no time to recollect themselves as they do secure that second point, as everyone just staggering now on Uwinks.
Yeah, and they still have a hefty number of ultimates. Already 3 on their side. Dark Child 20% away, which means that, you know, it could take 20 seconds for Ace to build that. Uwinks will have to come in strong with ones of their own, but look at the aggression once again. XOXO not letting Uwinks sit on their laurels. They're not on their laurels at all either. Akame will find Ace in the middle, a bit of a shutdown at the back line, but Sung Woo fires back in kind. Those BPs doing what BPs do best.
Yeah, Akama switching over to the Namor. We saw him do it a few minutes ago, I think. As Akama is a great response to this dive composition coming in, but Akama is getting dangerously low, but great support coming in from the team to keep him alive as Akama does use the squid to take out Sung Woo. That anti-dive starting to work out in Uwinks' favor.
Anti-dive indeed, you gotta be able to counter these, and that's exactly what Akame continues to work is the gamma radiation buff as well, the support of rest of it by Sexvia trying their best to hold things back, trying to force things more as well. It's gonna be the Carpet Revival coming out from the side of Uwinks, able to revive at least Neil, coming back into the heat of it as Puny Banner. Hopefully Hulk will be making a bit of resurgence as Uwinks hold down the fort just a little bit more.
Now Ace popping the Dark Child. The timing is now, he thinks, as he does find one before it's going to get shut down by the Fate of Both Worlds. 12 seconds of immunity, or is it, as Ace still finds Yutsu in the end, and the rest of Uwinks falling down. The Eye of Agamotto only going to find one onto 27 A's, but the rest of XO just cleaning up house. They want that 3rd point, and Akama does find one with the Horn of Proteus. We'll find a second as well, as Akama trying to be the hero, and probably will be the hero for now as Uwinks look to hold for another round.
It's messy. It's a back and forth attack, trade for trade so far as now the Hulk goes ultimate mode to force the rest of XOXO back on their feet just a little bit more. I'm looking at those with the Eye of Agamotto as once again they want to take the fight in a different direction. Forces the Kami to readjust. Now the Eye of Agamotto beautifully done. Will find one, and X3 as well dropping to their knees. It's the cleanup crew from XOXO onto Uwinks. Fuyukan can't stand any longer, and with Puny Banner out of the way, beautifully timed by XOXO, it's on to this 3rd point we go.
Great Eye of Agamotto coming in from the lone fills as he does wipe out 3 off the rip, and now they're looking ever so close to that 3rd point. This is the final line of defense coming in for Uwinks. Akama does find 2, but it's all for naught somehow, some way. XOXO sneak the 3rd point right under their noses.
Time to switch things up.
Right under the noses indeed. I mean, the fact that XOXO were able to just throw chaos into the eyes, ears, and mouths of the side of Uwinks meant that, you know, complete disorientation for the defenders at that tail end, and able to push their way onto that 3rd point with, I believe, some time to spare. So that's a big buffer for XOXO moving to the second half.
just a little bit of a breather as we wait to go into the second half of map number 2. There is a substitution that we did not observe until just now. Uwinks did sub in Yuri. That is the second Japanese characters on the left piloting the Doctor Strange. That is Yuri, and we may bring that up time and time again as we do make our way.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Okay, what have Uwinks got at the moment? They obviously need to bring the fire, bring the heat force, and over time that is their make it or break it moment to even making it into a map 3, and then we can talk further about what they can do. Looking at the composition, looks like triple strats are on the table with you two high in the sky, rocking that human torch. That might be the way in, actually.
Sungjak Woo on the Thor. I think Ace is committing onto Penny Parker. On your left on the rocket as well as Neil. Doing some magic. Picking up a portal, putting themselves at that default high ground position.
I like it. Bypassing a lot of defensive-ness from a Penny Parker, so Ace is a bit not a fight, has to fight uphill, up battle, up ground, as they XOXO want to force it out. They have to do that. You see a lot of pressure being made from downstairs as well, but he's holding the fort just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and it's all going to come down to Ace with Penny Parker with that nest, providing so much control, so much zone. As the nest is in a good place, it's not in a good line of sight. As Sungjak Woo will find Jutsu, and probably will find more. As he does use the Awakening Rune, but does dash away to safety for the time being. But look at the AoE coming in as Alone Fills just ticking in the damage, ticking in. So much work as everyone on XO piling on in, piling on top of Uwinks, and they will just absolutely wipe the floor. Zeta will find 2, Ace will find 1, make it a third for Zeta as Uwinks have to run back to spawn.
Come on in, join the fray, says XOXO. Bring us down to your level, and we'll make sure it's a brawl of the ages. You see the attack, Jeff. Nothing, it's not so much seen anymore since the nerf or the change to the Jeff being a bit different. But hey, now the Hulk coming out, Alone Fits being able to be taken out. That's a big one for Uwinks.
Yeah, great snowball coming in. Here comes 27 A's with Karmic Revival. Not gonna quite bring Alone Fills back. He does have to run back to spawn. Sungjak will get taken out, but the Karmic Revival will keep him alive. And Zeta, it's going to be dangerously low. We'll get wiped away as Uwinks. They are starting to look good, starting to push in. But Zeta does respawn thanks to the BRB. And look at the ultimates coming in by Uwinks and XOXO01. The Ivac is going to get shut down by Alone Fills. Great awareness coming in. Akama trying to get the Karmic Revival down. He does get it in time, but the Jeff will not quite find up the members it needs. But Uwinks still looking good to come out on top as XOXO01 had a man disadvantage, but Sungjak Woo doing what he can do, trying to do his best, trying to do what he can to keep that point from going into Uwinks' favor. But so far, Uwinks, they are looking good right now.
As Guardian God doing their best as Uwinks kind of flood over this side. It's gonna be the
here we go.
Now on the BP, doing what BPs do best. Akame out of action, which is an important one. As Neil just taking things by storm, trying to claim the fight back for themselves. It's chaos across all fronts of the battlefield right now.
The Uwinks still not able to take that first point just yet as Jutsu finds Alone Fills with the kidnap, with the slashes, and is able to find one. But Uwinks, they still have to take control, and they will take the first point.
Cleanup crew right now around this point. Just wanting to be eliminated as quick as possible so you don't be staggered a little too much is the name of the game. So, those last few players from XOXO do just that. Let Uwinks kind of take control of the cart, chug it along.
Yeah, it's a little bit separated right now, XOXO01. They're trying to regroup themselves, figure out a way back onto this site as the human torch is going to be used by Jutsu, but he gets stunned up somehow, some way, not quite sure how, but they're able to find the pick, and they will chug on forward. Zeta with the Mega Hulk, trying to do what he can. Does so much damage, does so much hurt, but the Fate of Both Worlds is keeping everyone alive. At 12 seconds, it's going to expire. The Eye of Agamotto will find 2, but 27 days stays alive. And that Eye of Agamotto is not going to provide any sort of value as a long close and Sungjo Blue just going to just wipe out Uwinks.
The rage of Ultron rings true, even able to find a Human Torch, just floating around trying to dodge, dive, and dip away from the lasers. That is Ultron. What a solid hold from XOXO, coming in strong and enough once again, wanting to rest on their laurels, catching and coming off guard, having to fall back into the recesses of Spawn.
A little bit of a breather now for both these teams. Finding ways to come back in. Sungjo Blue will kick things off with the Freedom Charge with so many ultimates available on XOXO01. But there is so much bonus health as well to work with. Oh my goodness, look at Zeta just punching his way through, not giving Uwinks any momentum, any control, any area of this map. As the Dark Child is going to be popped by Ace, as Sungjo Blue pops in at the perfect time. Combine it with the Dark Child as they just absolutely wipe the floor clean. Uwinks never had control, but they need to find a way back onto this site.
An invisible boundary pops right after the Karmic Revival. Give them a bit of breathing space and a bit of sustain as well. It's gonna be beautiful from the Namor on to Ace. But the BRB brings them right back, and now the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier online as well, which makes it the survivability of XOXO just a little bit long, and it's gonna be Rocket Raccoon finding their mark onto Adam.
Yep, Fate of Both Worlds wants to give a bit of respite for Uwinks. But there's really nothing more they can really do off this Luna's ultimate. No ultimate to stack on top of it. No way of making their way back as Ace does get shut down while inside the Dark Child ultimate. As Zeta now popping his ultimate as the Karmic Revival is going to be used by 27 Ace. Will keep the team alive on the side of XOXO01. Uwinks need to find a way in, need to find a way back, but they're not going to get given any sort of options, any sort of burn. Overtime meter pops up, but that meter might go down instantaneously as XOXO01 are taking control, taking this map in utter domination. And they're looking so good right now.
They are indeed. The slice and dice right now from the side of base says it all. Sungjo Blue follows up onto a Kame. Fugion tries their best, but instantly with the BRB from Ace means they're right back in the action. Magic doing so much damage. There's so much control from XOXO, taking out Namor, taking out Doctor Strange. There's only so much Uwinks can do. They're fighting for their lives, but with Luna still out of action, Ace as well as Sungjo Blue doing everything they can to deny this overtime clock is running out, and it's gonna be a shutdown against Uwinks. XOXO taking this by storm.
Oh my goodness, this series in general has been all XOXO01. They have been controlling every single aspect of the map, every single aspect of the series. And now Uwinks, they're just gonna get absolutely blown out of the water. Welcome to stage 2, I guess, is what XOXO are saying to Uwinks. This is what you're gonna be dealing with. This is what it feels like to play at the highest level.
We welcome you with absolute open arms, says XOXO with a nice 2-0 right here in Group A. I mean, Zeta taking away MVP as the Hulk. It was an all-out brawl, but it just seems like every single player from the side of XOXO knew precisely where to be, and in the midst of all of the chaos, there is actual decision making. There is calculated action. The dives from Sungjo Blue as Ace from the Captain America plus the magic just insta wipes some of the backline players, and that's precisely what you need to do in the midst of it all.
Yeah, although it has been all XOXO01, I do have to give props to Uwinks for being able to adapt to what XOXO01 are doing. They are playing that dive composition, and we saw a little bit of adaptation. Akama piloting the Namor in the first half, and now Yutsu also piloting the Namor as well. Namor being a very, very good option when it comes to these dive compositions to try to counter them. And Neil also providing that extra support, extra backup for these Namor players with that team up ability.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you know, having Magic, we kind of said during this pre-show, right? Oh, let's have a little bit more Magic and Ace. Rocking the Magic plus the Dark Child. I feel like Asia is a little bit revitalized with what we've seen in the mid-season finals, noting that other regions running different compositions keep it interesting. Jeff, huge revival into the composition as well, and so it's exciting to see some of these lesser picked heroes coming into the play here.
Yeah, like the Magic we talked about, we saw it in day one, which didn't really work out as well as Incipients really wanted it to. But here in the hands of XOXO01, they were able to pilot it to perfection. Not only you had Ace being that dive player, you've also got Uwinks here. You've also got Sungjuk Woo. Top it off, even Zeta going for the dive, and with on your left and 27A's just staying in the back line on your left, providing right clicks, 27A's providing the left click damage as well. It was just a perfect storm for XOXO01 to just take over the second map.
Indeed. I mean, it was a hard-fought battle. Honestly, even Chad agrees that it really felt like a close game because of the way that Uwinks were able to kind of step up and move into the brawl-like chaos. And we're able to get a few picks here and there. But I also want to call out XO Leo, my apologies, for just providing so much healing potential, right? As a backline strategist, 37k healing to their name. I mean, that's a solid anchor if I've ever seen one. It's the struggle that I think they had was the burst damage that came out from these targeted picks. The target acquisition from XOXO was so perfected down to the wire, the second by second, instead of saying, okay, we need to target that, we need to target this player, we need to now dive. I'm pretty sure that they're a hive mind in the background. They're all thinking on the same wavelength, and that's precisely what you need to be moving deeper into stage 2.
I mean, to be fair, in map number 1, Sungjuk Woo and I believe it was either Zeta or Uwinks. I don't remember exactly. They were both running the same exact costume, and they were both corrupted by Venom, so it's no different.
Zeta.
And like it was Zeta. Thank you. Yes, Zeta was piloting the Captain America in map 1, and they were running the same costume. So that hive mind definitely ringing true here. And here in map 2, obviously no different, despite being on different heroes.
Hey, if there's any better advertisement for wanting to get the same skins as your duo, you've seen it right here on XOXO. The drip is absolutely real, and you can, flex on your opponents while you look good doing it. And that's XOXO's plan, not just winning in the server, but winning out these mind games. Ultimately, it is an esports competitive scene, and mental fortitude is part of it as well. You can get whatever competitive edge you can over your opponents. So Uwinks will have a few things to learn moving forward in the group stages.
Yeah, and we are so excited for what XO have in store. We were excited for them in stage 1, and here in stage 2, obviously no different with this dive composition. Now it's just a question of, can they still pilot a front-to-back traditional composition if they need to do so?
Yep, I feel like that was where they weren't, 100% comfortable at times. If there are really some targeted bans that do come out in XOXO's this favor, then that might be the downfall. We didn't really see them thrive a whole lot. I mean, sure, yes, I apologize. 4th place is tremendous effort for XOXO, but if you want to gun for that top prize moolah, that treasure at the end of that rainbow, I think it's back to the drawing board, back to the scrims to be able to dig deep a little bit and show the opponents that yes, we have a little bit behind our sleeves, not just great target acquisition in the midst of a dive chaotic atmosphere, but strategically playing double shields, the long range poke. I think I've seen them a little bit on stage 1. We just need a little bit more so you don't get abused or shut out later on in group stages and in the future.
Yeah, and props to XOXO01 for doing so. Like, we saw them that they were capable. Obviously, not their most comfortable composition, but they were able to pull it off nonetheless. But now, here in stage 2, the meta is going to shake up quite a bit as we move on to next week, where the patch will change things up a lot, honestly, as we'll see if XOXO are going to benefit from the changes, because from the looks of it, they might be taking advantage of it.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, and once again, for all those kind of joining us who or didn't hear the news earlier, this week's 4-day tournament starting yesterday all the way to the end of the week is still running on the Season 3.5 patch, and 4.0 will only kick off, at least for the tournament, folks, starting next week. So which means, all the changes to Loki as well as Luna, the changes to Moon Knight as well as Magic, the changes to Penny Parker with the little boost, the new little ultimate ability with the slow hits on enemies, those won't be in effect until next week. And I'm pretty sure, like you called it, we'll be able to shake up not only the picks and bans but the actual meta itself.
Yeah, right now I think XOX are more than happy to wait until 4.0 drops here in the tournament, because yeah, like you said, most of the heroes that were selected here are going to get buffed, most notably the Magic, which is going to get a buff. I think the Black Panther is going to get a slight nerf, same with the Captain America, but that is also kind of expected. But nonetheless, still, XOXO01, I think will be in a good spot when 4.0 does come around. Now, on the flip side, we do need to talk about Uwinks. It was a great showing for them, despite getting seemingly blown out of the water. Not even seemingly, they were absolutely blown out of the water, but they really tried their utmost best to try to find ways to get back into it. We saw signs of life as, Uwinks doing their best to adapt, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough.
Yep, sounds good. And I believe we've just gotten word that we will have the interviews coming in from the set of XOXO. Live with us here is on your left, already having the victorious snack in hand. On your left, how do you feel after that win?
Actually, I don't really know what I'm doing in game. I just hear my teammate just shout Luna, 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 look, and heal everyone, and then I just stand still playing Rocket Raccoon, and then hold the right click, That's all I'm doing. So I don't really know what happened.
Hey,
in
if
game.
it works, it works, And
yeah, it's very
yeah,
good.
Yeah, and obviously your team really likes to run those dive compositions. Do you guys have a plan when it comes to going into these dive compositions? It looks like you guys were playing with a plan. So how do you guys make these dive compositions work?
I think it's actually I don't really understand about the comm of the game yet, because I'm just new, and I just come in the team, and people say, okay, we have Sung Chukwu that he based on Spidey, and we have Ace, we have Alone Field, and we have Zeta that they were playing dive hero. So yep, I think we just play our hero pool.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's
Right,
definitely
combo
to make it
picks
work,
are
yeah.
important here. You make it work precisely the point. I play a lot of Rocket. It's that right click simulator all over again. I love it. Tomorrow, you will be facing off against Crazy Raccoons. Are you ready?
If you're not ready, you have to ready anyway, If you have to play a match, I think this question I have to ask my teammate, because there was the guy who carried me all the time. So all I have to do is just hope I don't miss my out or miss my heal, and I hope my team will carry me to the victory.
Hey, we love that. And yeah, if it works, it works again. So looking forward to that matchup. Go celebrate that win. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And
what
that
a-
was
what a- what a
on
great
your
one.
left, the in-house strategist. Yep, for the side of XOXO. What a humble king.
Oh,
What
yeah.
we stand a humble king.
Yeah, he's just there. He's doing his job. Sometimes you don't have to fully understand what the composition really wants to do. As long as you do your job, you come out of the win. And here,